Tonight on Provincewide, she was once an international elite model, but now this Sarnia-born documentary producer is railing against sexy ads that target teens.
We have to get fierce. We have to get them where it counts.
Can music cure depression? We take you inside a Waterloo lab where therapy is music to your ears. And how a 20-something Toronto woman with an autoimmune disease decided to undiet and saw her symptoms disappear.
From CTV News, this is Provincewide. Here now, CTV's Daiene Vernille.
Good evening and welcome to Provincewide. A small undergarment is causing a big stir on social media sites. Lingerie retailer Victoria's Secret recently launched a new ad campaign for a skimpy underwear line with racy logos. At issue, who is being targeted to buy these products?
Victoria's Secret Bright Young Things collection features lacy thongs with the caption, "Call me, wild in bed," and "Yes, please." The company's CFO said that 15 and 16-year-olds were the target market, a claim the company later said was a mistake. This Houston dad's protest letter went viral, 3 million hits in 4 days. The panties were soon pulled off the shelves.
They're still setting up a standard which is unattainable for beauty and sexuality.
On the Victoria's Secret Facebook page, thousands got in on the debate, including Sarnia-born former elite model Nicole Clark. Now a documentary producer, Clark's film CoverGirl Culture examines the media's impact on girls.
Well, joining us now from Los Angeles, where she now lives, is film director and producer Nicole Clark. Nicole, you produced a pretty scathing documentary exposing what goes on behind the scenes in the world of modeling. When this ad came out, what did you think?
Gosh, Diane, I was quite shocked when I saw the campaign, The Bright Young Things by Victoria's Secrets. But I also had experienced, during my research for CoverGirl Culture, I had seen ads for the Pink campaign in Teen Vogue magazine, 17, Comso Girl, and I was stunned that they were allowed and had permission to take advantage of the magazine's young readers, and the magazines allowed the young girls to be taken advantage of. So Victoria's Secret's been at this strategy of sexualizing tweens for a very long time, and it's been very disturbing to me. And I'm glad to see, well, not glad, but I'm glad that we, as parents and adults and human beings, are now come to a boiling point where we would like something done about this.
Okay, so the company says, though, that they were aiming this at university-age consumers. Do you buy that?
No, not at all. Like I mentioned in 17 magazine and Teen Vogue, their readers are between the ages of 11 and 18. And they had free pink panty coupons in the magazines for over a year. And during my research, I went into Victoria's Secret and I saw so many young tweens there with their free coupon in the pink section with the puppy dogs and the lollipops. And it was all aimed at the young audience with things like wild in bed and call me and yes, please on the rear end of the panties. And that's just not okay. And there's no way that they were aiming college students.
Do you think that these young teenage girls, the ones who are 11 to 19, that they're savvy enough to know that they are being targeted?
I don't think so. I think they just think it's free, it's Victoria's Secret, the older girls do it, so I want to be cool like the older girls. And I've heard that argument from Victoria's Secret saying, well, 15-year-olds want to be college-age girls. But we have parents for a reason, because children need guidance. And just because you can get away with it doesn't mean you should do it when children are involved.
Your concern is that there are many businesses that are sexualizing teenage girls, doing it too young. When you worked in modeling, what did you witness?
Actually, that's a great question. When I modeled, there wasn't as much of the sexualization of young girls. Sure, there was not Cindy Crawford, there was Brooke Shields with the Calvin Klein campaign everybody can remember. And it was very, very rare that we saw the sexualization of girls. Today, it's nothing to bat an eyelash at. It's happening so frequently. It just shows how insensitive or how desensitized we've become and apathetic about the whole situation. And just we shrug our shoulders, we complain about it. It's not enough. We do have to take action.
Well, on the Victoria's Secret webpage, there are hundreds of parents who are getting in on the debate, but like you say, they felt apathetic. I mean, what can you do?
From my experience, we have to get fierce. We have to get them where it counts. And complaining to them doesn't really change anything. And we've seen that for the last decade. People have been complaining and nothing's changed. We have to get them where it counts, and that's where sales, for them, sales, money. You stop buying their products and they're going to sit up and take notice. And so for all the workshops that I've been doing across Ontario, I call out to all my media renegades out there, get fierce, stop buying it. And you'll see things change really quickly. Advertisers will sit up and say, okay, what can we do differently when it comes to girls? And when it comes to adults, market how you'd like. But when it comes to children, we really need a new marketing paradigm that comes from the heart.
So you do stage these workshops. When you have teenage girls in these classes, what are they telling you?
Sometimes they're not actually aware of how much the advertisers are getting aware of, and I open their eyes in my workshops to reveal what the agenda of is and the tricks that these advertisers use to make them unhappy with themselves and to think they're not okay. And they get upset. They get really angry. They want to take action. In fact, there's a few schools in Ontario that the girls are working on projects to create campaigns against the media to send a really strong message to them. And I think the more that consumers understand how they've been manipulated, then they can make the choices of voting with their dollar. I tell the girls, every time you buy something, you're voting. So if you buy Teen Vogue or you buy Victoria's Secret products, you're voting and saying, thanks for sexualizing little girls. That's totally fine. And same thing with any product on the market, especially fashion magazines and certain products. If they're marketed in a way that makes the beauty standard only acceptable or only attainable by 5% of our population, it's not okay. They have to be inclusive. They have to include everybody, shape, sizes, age, race. Just they can't have this 5% definition of beauty because it's very harmful for girls with depression and eating disorders and low self-esteem.
Nicole Clark, I want to thank you very much for chatting with us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much, Daiene.
Do you want to let us know what you think about this issue? You can join the conversation on Twitter. Our username is Provincewide. You'll also get our weekly updates.
Still ahead.